Tesla delivers a literally unbelievable number of cars for Q2. Elon pays Tulsa a visit. The latest battery FUD is debunked, and we get a timeline for all new Autopilot. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 607 for July 6th, 2020. This show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a new Tesla, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000-mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. We start the week with what I believe, as I've previously described to this result, to be a miracle. Tesla officially released delivery numbers late last week, and the result is just amazing. In Q2, despite having the Fremont plant idle for largely half the quarter, Tesla produced 82,272 vehicles and delivered 90,650 vehicles. If you've been following along with me, you knew I felt the number would be 70,000 given the shutdown and new COVID precautions. Yet, the men and women of Tesla crushed my number. The numbers further broke down to 6,326 Model S and Model X produced, with 10,600 deliveries, and 75,946 Model 3 and Model Y produced, with 80,050 deliveries. I would suspect that the majority of that number were Model Y, and I really wish we could get that full breakdown, but I digress. This sets the stage for the other miracle I referred to on last show, and that's Q2 profitability. I have previously stated elsewhere that I didn't think Tesla would turn a profit in Q2 and that I didn't think it would be particularly close. But in the face of this new information, combined with the measures Tesla took with regard to COVID and compensation, and the fact that hourly workers literally weren't working half the quarter, I think this now could be a possibility. The Q2 earnings release will be awaited by many with high anticipation. Item 2 today revisits the battle for the Gigafactory. Tasmanian reports via several Twitter posts that Elon recently visited Tulsa to have a chat about bringing the factory to the city. Governor Kevin Stitt tweeted out, along with some pictures of the visit, saying, quote, "We had a great visit with Elon Musk yesterday talking Tesla in Tulsa. Oklahoma is the right place for Tesla, and I thank all of the Oklahomans who have shown their overwhelming support. Keep it up. Hashtag Tulsa for Tesla," end quote. Even following public hearings in Texas regarding potential tax breaks they might offer Tesla, the article notes that Tulsans and other Oklahomans still poured out their support via a website called Tulsa Says Yes. More than 10,000 people signed on the site, signaling their support to see Tesla in Tulsa. The final decision is yet to be announced, but man, with the public love campaign that Tulsa has put forth, how can you not like them for the site? We've seen nothing on this order from Austin, at least that I'm aware of. I'm sure there are more important business reasons to choose one over the other, but as I've said before, if we're going on sheer gumption and moxie, I think Tulsa is the clear winner. Item 3 today is the debunking of the latest pile of FUD that was conveniently released right before Q2 completed. A noted negative Tesla journalist that will remain nameless published a story claiming Tesla built cars with known defective cooling systems in the battery packs back in 2012 on the original batch of Model S going into the wild, according to their anonymous sources. Thankfully, one of our favorite Tesla hacking sources had something to say about this. Jason Hughes, at WK057 on Twitter, has torn down and analyzed many a Tesla, and much like Green the Only, will report what he finds, warts and all. He had this to say. Stick with me here, it's several tweets, all very relevant. Quote, "Lots of people pinging me about this latest news about Tesla batteries leaking coolant internally. This is nonsense. I've dealt with hundreds of these packs and thousands of modules. I've seen zero evidence of such a defect. The loop is also clearly factory leak tested. My speculation, the exact hardware for the battery coolant loop is pretty unique, and I'm sure Tesla had very early pre-production issues with quality on them during initial R&D. If the sources for this news have any truth to them, I bet it's related to pre-production. Finally, I've personally done destructive testing on the battery coolant loops. It takes pressures around 30 times what's possible in the vehicle in order to get anything to leak or fail. They're run at very low pressures in the vehicle. Max is about 2 psi per module in practice. Fun fact, a coolant similar to what Tesla uses for the batteries is used in some commercial fire protection systems. When the system trips, a fire will actually get soaked in coolant. But since it's Tesla, seems we've got to make it sound like they use gasoline for coolant, end quote. Nothing really to add to that other than to agree with that last line that yes, everything about Tesla in the media is always blown out of proportion. Lastly, for this show, Elon gave us a glimpse into the projected timeline for the completion of the rewrite of Autopilot. In one of the replies to a totally unrelated topic, Whole Mars blog asked how the Autopilot rewrite was going, and Elon responded that it was going well. But the juicy bit came when Tesla owners East Bay asked about updates on reverse summon. Elon responded saying, quote, "A lot of functionality will happen all at once when we transition to the new software stack. Most likely, it will be releasable in 2 to 4 months. Then it's a question of what functionality is proven safe enough to be enabled for owners," end quote. So it would appear that by the end of the year, AP2 owners should be running entirely new Autopilot software. However, always remember to account for Elon time. While he's been better lately, especially with such a complex system, there's no guarantee at all that Tesla will hit that time frame. That'll do it for today's show. Thanks to all my patrons supporting the show at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. And as always, a special shout out to all the super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Guberman, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Todd Sullivan, Mitch Long, Zortek LED Canada, Morven Ogg, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Nathan Garza, Ed Patterman, Sunil Joseph, Joy Rodriguez, and Brad Lettner. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. Until next time, keep it charged and hit the road.